So good day, Ma'am Elenita. I'm Jesreel Tasic from BSed English 3B, and today I'm going to discuss the Week 2 module. So first, describe the way of life, beliefs, and religions of Filipinos during the pre-colonial period. So the pre-Hispanic belief system of Filipinos consisted of pantheon of gods, spirit, creatures, and man that guarded the streams, fields, trees, mountains, forests, and houses. So but Hala, who created earth and man, was superior to this and other gods and spirits. So this ancient belief is considered animism. They had knowledge and they thought that the world has its own consciousness. They believe that stones, trees, mountains, water, animals, sun, moon, and has that has hidden power quicken the spirit. In many Filipino culture, these beliefs were later influenced by Hinduism and Buddhism. Within the arrival of Islam in the 14th century, the older religions gradually became less dominant. So anyone who had reputed power over the supernatural and natural was automatically elevated to a position of prominence. Every village has its share of shamans and priests who competitively plied their talents and carried on ritual career. So Anito is a collective name for the pre-Hispanic belief system in the Philippines. It is also used to refer to spirits including the household deities, deceased ancestor, natural spirits, nymphs, and diwatas, minor gods, and demigods. So number two, what are the various causes responsible for the brevity of the Philippine literature? So the Philippine literature has been influenced by Spanish colonialism and later the long-term presence of Americans. During the Spanish period, Filipinos began to write long poems which mixed nativism and Catholicism. This was encouraged by the church, who controlled the printing presses until the 1800s. Next, explain how did the written characters employed by the early Filipinos differ from those being used today. So there was a pre-Hispanic writing system in the Philippines, which is the Baybayin, but it was used for personal communication and not for recording literature or history. For this reason, missionaries had to start from the beginning. By describing the languages, they contributed to their survival. In the last decade, scholars have studied manuscripts and early editions of Tagalog, Bisaya, and Ilocano texts and have been re-editing them. So number four, I'm going to define the following. Number one is Tagulaylay. These are the songs of hanging captured enemy. Next is Hibais or Iboyes. These are songs which tells about the lives of warriors and ancestors of the people of Negros and recount the life of their great voyage. Next is Balayang. It is a wedding ballad in Batangas. Next is Papuri. It means praise and it was known to the people of Tayabas, now the Quezon province. And Sugup, Bansal, or Pagatin. These are the Pangasinan terms referring to premarital and postmarital ceremonies. Next is Kulintang. These are native musical instruments used by the ancient Filipinos in keeping the beat or rhythm. Next is Maragtas. It tells the story of 10 Bruneidatus who, oppressed by their superior master, left the land of their birth to found a settlement in 1212 in the Visayas. Hinilawod. It is the oldest and longest epic poem of Panay. Next is Ibalon. It is an ancient epic in Bicol and it was told by the bard Kadugnung who could unravel the hidden mysteries of the formative Bicol region and could give account to the feast of ancient kings and heroes. Next is Historia. Yeah, it is an old Ilocano metrical story, the authorship of which is not yet established. Darangan. It is the Maranao narrative poetry, consists of series of 25 epic tales revolving around one great hero named Bantugan. Hudhud, an epic poem which deals the story of a great Ifugao culture and a hero known as Aliguyon of Gohandan. Next is Alim. It is the sister Ifugao epic, deals with the lives of the gods and happenings in the sky world. Next is oral lore. It is a form of human communication where knowledge, art, ideas, and culture materials are received, preserved, and transmitted orally from one generation to another. Proverbs. It is a simple and concrete saying popularly known and repeated that expresses truth based on a common sense of or experience. They have been customarily used as laws and rules on good behavior by our ancestors. Next is Loas. It is a folk tradition that mirrors the Ilonggo's creative and poetic intuition. Myth. The myth is a traditional story, especially one concerning the early history of a people or explaining some natural or social phenomenon, and typically involving supernatural beings or events. Another is legend. It is a prose fiction which attempts to explain the origin of things, places, objects that we see around us. Epic. A long poem, typically one derived from ancient oral tradition, narrating the deeds and adventure of heroic or legendary figures of a history of a nation. Next is folk song, a song originating among the people of a country area, passed by oral tradition from one singer or generation to next, often existing in several versions and marked generally by simple model melody and as narrative verse. And last is the riddles, a mystifying, misleading, or puzzling question posed as a problem to be solved or guessed. So that's all for the week 2 module.